Okay.
Okay, so we are now live on air. Welcome everyone to the CosCast episode 13. Yay!
Yay!
Yay! Today we are going to talk about cosplay and the art of prop making. And for that subject, we have a special guest with us today. Maybe you want to introduce yourself?
Okay. My name is Teresa. I am known as Heresetai Cosplay on the internet, on Instagram, on Tumblr, on Facebook, on everything, I think. I have been cosplaying for about 2 years, and I like to make props as part of my cosplays.
Yeah, so that was our special guest, and as usual, I am Pixiedust Cosplay, your host, and with me I have my co-hosts,
Annabella Cosplay. Yo.
And usually also we have Enyassia Cosplay with us. She has been slightly detained today, so we're just gonna go ahead and have the cast without her for now. So hopefully people will just be happy with that. And before we jump into our main subject, I thought we could talk a little bit about have you done anything cosplay related this week, which is like a regular column that we have on the show. So Sunniva, do you want to kick it off?
I have been looking at different fabrics for Desicon 10 for some of the things that I want to do for that convention in June. I haven't really bought anything, but I have made some props as well for this week. So that will be fun.
Yeah, like you've made your ears, obviously.
Yes, I made these ears from styrofoam and paper mache, and I painted them, and I attached them to this wig. Yay!
Which is really appropriate since today is a props show.
Yes, that was the point. That's why I did it.
Yeah. So what I did this week was I finished my Luna Lovegood wand. Kind of hard to see, but I'm very happy with how this turned out. And this is made from rolled printer paper and a chopstick and some paper clay that I molded into a wand and then primed and sandpapered and painted with brown acrylic paint. So it actually looks kind of like it's made of wood, so I'm really happy.
It looks really cool.
Thank you. And also I've done a lot of sewing. So we have my steampunk fairy dress going on with a lot of ruffles and fluffy fabric. There's
Very nice.
And shiny.
And shiny.
Very shiny.
I feel like a Christmas ornament when I wear it.
I as well did try to make a Hermione wand. It's not as shiny and fine as yours, Anita, but at least it is a wand.
Oh.
It looks good.
Yeah, it has
I
some
want to make
detailing.
a wand too.
Yeah, you should.
I have to make a wand now.
It's really fun and really easy, actually.
Yeah, I
It
think.
was.
Yeah.
Mine is not with paper clay though. Mine is with paper mache and some glue to make the details. So it's just like wood glue and newspapers, actually.
It's amazing what you can use to just make things like that, really.
Absolutely.
Teresa, what have you been doing this week? Have you made anything?
I have, after I was at HobbyCon for 2 weeks back, and I had like a con blues for a week. But then I decided that I had to get out of the con blues and start something new. So I have started on my Cassandra cosplay, Cassandra from Dragon Age Inquisition. Or well, started her up again because I had already started her, but she has been laying in wait because of HobbyCon and other costumes. But now that all that's over, I can finally concentrate on her. So I have, I'm pretty much done with her Gambison, and I also made, for those of you who have played the game, I made a small prop, a very fun one. this one.
It's Varric spoke,
if you
right?
played, Yeah, it's Varric's book, Swords and Shields. So if you play the game, you'll probably think it's pretty hilarious, and if you haven't, it's not going to mean anything to you. But it's a fun thing about the character. She's very sort of stern and tough, and kicks people in the ass, and then she reads romance novels. So.
I have a small obsession with Dragon Age at the moment, especially Inquisition, so that's right up my alley.
Do not spoil anything for me because I haven't played it through yet.
I won't spoil anything.
We'll just say that it's pure awesome. It's pure awesome.
If you do, I have watched 3 episodes of Game of Thrones this new season, so I have leverage.
I'm representing the Lannisters today.
Very good. Well, we've gone through that. So let's just pretty much just jump into our main subject, which is about prop making. And basically, the prop making, I think, is something you do once you've made like a cosplay or two, perhaps. I don't think you jump into a prop-heavy costume for your first costume. What do you think?
I don't know. Maybe I'm entitled to agree with you because I think my very first cosplay was very easy, and I had a few minor props, but it was just like some stuff I had printed out and a dried out rose and stuff like that. It was very simple. It was not really something. It wasn't really anything I had to spend a lot of time on making.
What was your first cosplay?
It was Harleen Quinzel, Dr. Harleen Quinzel, which is Harley Quinn's alter ego. So it was just a clipboard with like Joker's psychiatric profile and a rose and some stuff like that. But yeah, I think you're right, because I think you sort of grow into making heavier props as you go along, in the same way that you probably grow into making more complex costumes as well, because you usually start out simple and then you go bigger, literally, usually.
My next cosplay is gonna be the Death Star.
Yeah, yes. Please make the Death Star. Please be a Death Star.
You'll just be a wandering ball walking around the con with your arms sticking out at the top, like.
No, I'm gonna roll.
Can I push you around as if you were gonna be a ball?
Like a big hamster wheel.
Yeah. So the Heresetai, you should dress up like baby Darth Vader, and then Sunra can be your Death Star.
Oh yay! Yes. I want to be baby Darth Vader.
There we go. Cosplay ideas coming.
Decagon 11.
Yes.
But technically, baby Darth Vader, wouldn't that just be Anakin?
No, I mean you could just put on a couple of diapers and a skin-colored suit, and then the black helmet. Then you would be baby Darth Vader. Or like a black pajamas, like a onesie.
I want a onesie.
Yeah, that would be cute.
I want a onesie.
I have a panda one.
Yeah, I'm jealous.
That would be pretty perfect for Darth Vader. I think you'd like a panda onesie.
Maybe I'll do that. Darth Vader head.
Yeah, why not?
Please do.
Well, yeah, but like my first cosplay was Ariel. Well, that was my first planned cosplay. The first I actually wore out was Death from the Sandman comics, and both of those are fairly easy. They don't really require any props at all, and it's only recently that I've moved on to cosplays that need a little bit of prop making, like Luna Lovegood's wand, for example. And also, on my steampunk fairy, I will have to do some jewelry making, which I also consider to be props.
Yeah, I think so.
Yeah, because it needs to be crafted. So, but beyond that, I really haven't planned. Yeah, I need to make some swords for a Final Fantasy cosplay I want to do too. And I'm thinking maybe I want to try some Warbler for that because I've heard so much wonderful things about it.
Warbler is amazing. I started using that this autumn, and it was just, yeah. It might take some time, to finish stuff that you build, but it is a really, really cool product. It really is.
What kind of things have you made with Warbler so far?
I have done Cassandra's armor. Hang on, I can pick up a piece. I can show you. This is one of her shoulder guards. Yeah, so I've made her entire armor with Warbler.
That looks really smooth
foam and Warbler.
Even.
It's you have to. I have to admit that armor is probably not going to be my big thing. I was going out of my mind making this. So I sort of understood that there are kind of two types of cosplayers: people who do armor cosplays and people who don't.
Right.
No, it's very cool, but it does take a lot of time. It really does take a lot of time, and but yeah, it does look cool, and it will last a lot longer than if you make it out of just cardboard, for instance, or just foam, because you get that. You have that. What do you call it in English? You have a. Damn it.
What's the Norwegian word?
Overlegg, eller sånn Du legger liksom Warbler oppå foamen. Yeah, you have a top layer of Warbler, so it'll keep it hard and yeah.
No, so what was like the first prop you made? Do you remember? Oh, she fell out. No. I think she might have a problem with her connection. I'll try to re-invite her and see.
Maybe. I had some problem with my only foam bracers because they started cracking and stuff, so the paint is just falling off in pieces.
Oh no.
But I guess if you use Warbler, I can see the point that it will hold for longer.
Yeah, which is really good. It won't bend quite as easily as foam will, which is a very good thing. And I think the most important thing when you're going to make a prop is that you have to think three-dimensionally and find clever solutions, because you're not just, cutting pieces out of a fabric. You actually have to construct something from the bottom and have a plan. Okay, so from the center to the outside, you have to know exactly what you're going to do.
Yeah, and that kind of scares me because I have no freaking clue what to do.
Oh, because you just like jumping into a project and not really thinking too much about it.
Well, I do like to think about it, but I do not know how. How? Where do I start? Like making a breastplate or something. What's the first thing to do? What do you measure and what do you don't? What do you cut out and what do you don't? Like hats. It's I do not know where to start.
Yeah, no, I get it. It's more of a visualization thing. Thing, I guess. Yeah. It's like when I started the wand, I didn't really know what I was doing then either. So I was just kind of, I'll just try to figure it out and see if it works out. And luckily it did.
Oh, yeah, that's nice. I just followed some of your starters because you put out some nice photos on your Facebook, Pixiedust Cosplay Facebook site, on how to make the wand. So I actually followed some of your starting points with, like, I did not use a chopstick. I used like a barbecue spear. Two of them actually, because I thought they were a bit short, and I rolled them in some kind of stiff paper thing, and I just used newspapers and paper mached the thing.
Yeah. Oh, but thanks for mentioning it. If anyone wants to see how I made my wand, you can visit my Facebook page at Pixiedust Cosplay on Facebook, and there's an entire gallery named Luna Lovegood, where there are pictures of step-by-steps of how I made my wand. So if you're interested in that, you can do that. And I will also be posting a tutorial on the Cosplay Mania blog in Norwegian. So Norwegian cosplayers who want to will be able to read a proper tutorial there too.
I see now that this wand does look a little bit white. It's not as white in real life as it seems here on camera.
It kind of looks a little bit white. Oh, I think Tonya finally remembered that she was supposed to be part of a hangout. So I got an "oh shit" on Facebook.
I can see it.
So I'm sending her an invite and we'll have her back. That is so funny.
Yeah, us and our technical problems.
Oh,
well,
yeah. Well,
not me and you. Never us.
No, never us. Everyone else. I think it's partly Google Hangouts' fault as well, because it's not always very dependable. Sometimes it just glitches.
Yeah, sometimes they do. Like, I never get any invites on my computer. It just comes to my phone, so I have to just click through a lot of stuff to find the Hangout thing.
Mm-hmm.
But at least I hear it because my phone vibrates like crazy. Hello!
Ah, there she is.
Sorry.
Better late than never. Did you forget it? Did you forget the time?
Yeah.
I figured. Well, since you're coming back now, you can just jump straight into the column of have you done anything cosplay related this week?
Yeah. We had the workshop, and you helped me get the pattern for my vest for the bunad, which was very helpful.
Because we had a cosplay workshop on Friday, which was really fun.
Yeah.
Yeah. So you helped me make the pattern for a underbust waistcoat, and I helped you make the pattern for your dress.
Yes.
And I just, you guys can just talk about a little bit about prop making, and I'm just going to try to help Teresa get back into the Hangout because she lost her connection and she's having some trouble getting back in again.
Yeah. Have you done any? You have done a lot of props, haven't you?
And some props. Yeah. And I'm not like many other prop makers that make fine props with Warbler and stuff, because I haven't bought any Warbler because I hear it's very expensive. So I made from cardboard and what's it called? Isopor?
Styrofoam.
Styrofoam, yeah. And stuff I find at home, really. So.
Yeah, I'm actually done the same thing this week. I've made ears out of styrofoam because we got a new barbecue, so I just I kept the styrofoam now behind my couch because I didn't want to throw it away, just in case I can use it for something like this.
Yes.
And then I made this wand of stuff that I had. The only thing that I had to buy was paint because I am not a painter, so I don't keep paint around my house. And I made this out of stuff I already have. This I've talked about now for 2 weeks in a row, so it can't, well, 3 times is a charm, don't they say? But yeah, I kind of think it starts to look good.
Yeah, it's quite nice. It looks deadly.
Yeah, so I need to do some kind of barbarian soon.
Yay!
I don't know.
Teresa's back, it seems.
Huzzah! Huzzah!
Jinx.
No, I do not owe you a cola. Does not happen.
Well, thank goodness I think things are going to sort themselves out, which is awesome. Now, let's just talk about what do you guys think is the most important things to buy or to have lying around in your cosplay arsenal when you're going to build props?
Cardboard.
Definitely.
And you can, if you like me, when we just got a new barbecue, and it followed with some huge sheets of styrofoam. If you get like these kind of things, keep them, because you never know what you can use it for. Like this, I can make some deadly kind of weapons with someday.
Yes, beware the deadly styrofoam.
Maybe it will become a shield for my mace. I don't know yet.
In case you didn't get it, Teresa, we were talking about what we think are the key things to have lying around your house in your cosplay arsenal when you're going to make props.
Yes. I can totally agree on the whole cardboard thing. I save a lot of cardboard, like pizza boxes, and pizza boxes are good because they're usually a little bigger. Or if you buy new furniture or something like that, keep it. You can use it.
And if you're lucky, you'll have, a cabinet or a storage area where you can put things. Unlike me, I have cardboard and paper and plastic and all kinds of shit just littered around my apartment because there's nowhere else to put it.
Me too.
Under your bed, that's a really good place.
Well, yes, in general, my bed is already stuffed, so.
All right.
I also think that a hot air gun, for if you're going to work with both Worbla or foam, it's very important to have because it makes it easier to shape the foam. And also makes it less prone to cracking if you bend it after you painted it and stuff.
Yeah, definitely.
So that's really important.
And I can also recommend a good setup, not just scissors. Scissors are good, but if you're going to do detail work, buy some scalpels that you can make some good detail works with, whether it's in foam or heated Worbla. That's really, really good for making details.
It will also be good, like, for these ears, I had to use, like, a, tapetskniv. What's that called?
Well, I would say, like, I know what it's called, but it's almost like a scalpel.
It's not, you cannot, like, get into all the cracks and stuff and make all the details you want, so it was a little bit hard to, like, make these ears look even, because it had to be bended on the sides and on the insides, just to get some shape, and if you have a good scalpel, it will make that process much easier.
I think even though it tends to be very pricey, the cheapest ones run at around, like, I think 700 krona or something, is a multi-drill. Because you can, they usually come with detachable bits, and one of them is usually like a sander function, so you can just sand your edges with this multi-drill to make nice even edges and rounded edges and things. So if you have the opportunity to invest in a multi-drill, you should definitely do that, because I think it's a very important tool to have.
Yes.
It seems like Therese is still having some technical difficulties with her web, but yeah.
It looks
I'm
like
back
we
again
have
now. This is
Well,
sorry.
it's okay.
It's okay.
Yeah, we don't.
At least now I found out how I can quickly get back again.
Yeah. Also, I think these little spatulas are really good if you're going to work with clay. That have different edges, because they make it easier for you to sculpt and remove little tiny bits and pieces of things that you don't need, or to round out things. So that's really good to have. And all-around glue. You can never have enough glue in your house.
No, you cannot.
True.
A hot glue gun is your best friend. At least it's my best friend.
And tape.
I agree.
Yes. I have it right here always around me. Yeah.
And another thing that many people underestimate is the value of empty toilet paper rolls. One of these can become a this.
Mm-hmm.
Looks extremely awesome.
That's amazing. I've never fun.
We
You're
bought
already-
stuff every day. But yeah, it's really impressive.
Yeah, because an ordinary cardboard is flat, so when you bend it, you can get like these folds because
Yeah.
it's straight and stuff like that. So that's good for like straight stuff. Like for instance, this one, this cardboard folder. But for the round stuff, you don't want those. So, ta-da!
That is so clever.
How many empty toilet paper rolls did you use?
For this one, I think I used about 5 or 6.
Okay. Because I have 2 here, which I cut out because I want to try to make something out of it. But I'm like, 2 won't hold.
No, you have to have at least 2 or 3 on the upper arm and maybe 2 on the other arm. I mean on the side, and then you have to have some that makes some layers, so it just looks like this. And tape. Looks like
Cosplay
this.
on a budget!
Yay!
Yes.
I actually made some stuff for a show that I participated in a few years back. I made some props for the show, which were like candy stuff. And these are what we in Norwegian call trolley. I do not know the English word for trolley.
Maybe they don't even have an English word for it, but
No, I checked out Wikipedia and they said Play-Doh. This is not Play-Doh.
no,
so
that's not the same at all. I mean, trolley is edible. It's only made from salt and flour and water.
yes,
Is that-
that's true.
Yeah.
And you have to put it in the oven for like many hours until it dries out. And you can paint it and stuff. And that's really cosplaying and on a budget because that's just made of stuff you already have in your home. And it looks
Yeah.
good.
And also, it's a bonus that it's completely non-toxic. I mean, you can do this with kids, and it won't be, you won't have to pay too much attention.
That's true.
It's very true.
I figured I would share some pictures with the viewers of Heresetai and her wonderful cosplays where she's used some props.
Yeah.
So I thought you could talk a little bit about it and describe what we can see in the pictures.
Okay, I think this was like my first very serious costume. I competed with this one, and I won for best prop. Yay!
Wow! Congratulations!
Yeah, that was pretty cool. That was pretty cool.
So for those who
this-
don't know what this is a little sister from BioShock.
Yes, BioShock 2 specifically, because their costumes differ a little bit. And yeah, I decided to build the whole syringe thing because it's a big part of their costume. I have it here. It doesn't have liquid in it right now because it will. I don't know. It's kind of hard to show because it's long and big.
How did
But
you
yeah,
how
it's-
did you make that prop?
It's based off of this part. This is an antique gas pump handle that I bought off of eBay, and then I just pretty much found some scraps of different stuff here and there. Like the end is a long wood, just stick, really, and then
Power
this
stick or
is, yeah, something like that. And it's this is one of those bottles that you use for salad dressing. That I put on top here, and you use with loads of glue. And then there's on top here, there's like one of those edges that you have for baby bottles, because they're the little sisters drink out of them.
Ah, right.
So it's and then just differing and wearing and stuff like that. So the most of the parts are from all kinds of different things I just found lying around in the house that I was able to put together and made it fit somehow. And had I known about Warbler at the time I built this, I probably would have used some Warbler as well. And I'm thinking
Oh no, she froze.
about maybe remaking it. I can still hear you.
Okay, good.
Can you hear me?
Yeah, okay, I think you're back. Yeah,
Okay.
we can hear you. You're back.
Okay, because I could still hear you. Well, no,
Yeah,
I was.
okay, good.
Yeah. Oh.
Okay, well, we'll move on to the next one.
Yeah.
This is your medieval Harley Quinn cosplay.
This is my medieval Harley Quinn, and Anita sort of kind of said I should talk about this, even though I didn't make this prop myself. I was going to make the mallet myself, the big your face hair mallet, but I have a friend, Tore, who is a very creative guy, and he is really good at making just all kinds of stuff, really. Who saw some of my inspirational pins on Pinterest, and he was like, do you want one of those? And I was like, yeah, I was going to make one for a cosplay, and he was like, well, I can make one for you, because I just kind of want to make one. And I was like, okay.
Oh, we should all have friends like that.
It looks so awesome.
Make me an awesome prop for free. So,
yeah.
yeah, I was, I'm, you know.
But yeah, I thought it was important that you talk about this prop because sometimes we can't make the props ourselves, or we don't have the time or anything, and so I think it's perfectly legit to commission people to make props if you don't have the opportunity to make it yourself.
Definitely, definitely. And I, looking at this particular prop, I know that I probably wouldn't have been able to make this prop as good as he did. But I've learned a lot from just staying in touch with him while he made the prop, talking to him about how he did it, and just learning loads from that, and looking at it now at the finished project.
Well, definitely, just watching, work in progress pictures for me is gold, because you get to see the different stages of how things are made, and you kind of like, oh, I get it. This is how they did it.
Yeah, definitely.
But I'm really, really curious about what is this prop made of?
It is made mostly of different kinds of foam, expanding foam in the center of the big mallet, and there's just regular foam, like
yoga
flat
mats
foam on the outside. Yeah, something like that. And then the handle is a piece of wood, like a wooden dowel in the middle with foam around it to keep it as soft as possible. Because as it is so big, it needs to be really lightweight. Because if it weighs a lot, I wouldn't be able to carry it around for like an entire day at a con. It would just be too heavy.
And also,
so it needs to be lightweight.
It would have sucked really if it did not approve of the weaponry of that.
Definitely. That's something you should always make sure that you can get it in.
Yes.
Like my little sister syringe, I couldn't have that. I couldn't walk around at the con with it because it was made out of metal. But I was able to use it on stage and stuff, so I was fine with that.
Yeah.
So let's move on to the last one, which I think is one of the funniest props I've ever seen. These are your hobbit feet, and I think they're just so cool and so hilarious.
I had to throw them away after HobbitCon, though.
Aww.
No.
Yeah, I know. It kind of sucked.
And why did you have to throw them away? What happened?
The painting started to crack after we wore them. Me and another Diary of a Superhero Girl. We were Mary and Pepin, and we made both of us made feet, and unfortunately the painting started to crack, and they shed a lot of hair, so they lost a lot of hair during the con. So we decided to just throw them out because it was just they were falling apart at the end. But they were good for that weekend, and they didn't really cost that much, so they were really fun to make. Sorry?
At least you have good pictures to
I
remember
do,
them.
I do. And we did get a lot of attention for them. People were like, oh my god, they have really big hairy feet.
Were you born that way? Really?
Are they real? Well, I guess you should take that as a compliment at least, because people are talking about it. It's like this really bizarre thing, you know. You don't see that kind of thing every day.
So how did you make them?
They are. I use just regular shoes for feet because I didn't want to walk barefoot. Because I was thinking maybe I was going to go outside and I don't know what was going to be on the floor. I didn't want to like step in gum or whatever. So I bought a pair of pretty cheap shoes at H&M. Just I think they were like 100 Norwegian kroners. And then I bought these funny feet off of eBay. And I glued the funny feet onto the shoes. And I had to do a little bit of cutting and gluing and stuff like that to make it fit, but and then I painted them, and then I put hair on them, glued on the hair, and that's it. As easy as that.
Very impressive.
Absolutely.
I think they look more difficult than they are. They really weren't that hard to make.
Well, as for me, I'm not a painter at all. I have no experience in shadowing or anything of that kind of stuff. It looks really difficult. So my question
I think
is,
if you just sure, go ahead.
It's just, do you have any painting experience, or are you like just started now for yourself now after cosplay?
I don't have any training, like any official training. I've always liked to draw and paint, but I've never like taken any classes or anything like that. I've just always liked it, and I've done it over the years. And I feel like I have a basic understanding of how light and shades work. But other than that, it's mostly just practice and just trying things out, and I've failed so many times as well.
That's good to
so
hear.
You
That's
have
really
to try.
good to
You have to just try. You have to try it, and if it fails, it's like, I'm just gonna start over again.
That's a good thing about paint. You can always start over.
But I think that's also important for people, especially people who are just starting out with prop making, to know that we all fail a lot. Yeah. And behind every really successful, pretty cosplay, there is a bunch of tests and mistakes just to get it right.
Yes. Like with Cassandra's armor, for instance, since that was the first time I worked with Warbler, I had to try several times before I got like the base, because you should, if you're gonna make something look like metal, you should have a base between the Warbler and the paint. And I didn't know that, so I was like, I just painted it, and it was like, oh, it doesn't look like metal, it looks like, I don't know, not metal, something else. And then I realized that I had to put base on, and I had to paint it again, and then I was like, no, it's not enough base, so more base and more paint, and so you have to fail really a couple of times before you get it right. It's almost impossible to get it right on the first try, and I think it's important to know that you have to fail, and it's okay to fail. And it's okay to try again. It may be frustrating, it really is, but that's kind of how it goes.
But also a really good tip if people want to start using Warbler is to buy Kamui Cosplay's armor and prop making tutorial books, because they kind of take you through the basics and teach you how to make armor from scratch. And they're not expensive. I think for the digital ebook version, it's only $5 or something like that. So I think that's worth investing in before you just jump into it and read up a bit about it.
And
Yeah.
also you
There are
can
also
find a lot of
actually.
YouTube videos that will take you through
I was
stuff.
going to say that.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I
Camry
looked a lot at
has
you.
some videos.
Tonya, what did you say?
I said that Camry has actually on her page, Camry Cosplay has videos of how to paint props and stuff.
Yes, definitely. But she has a little bit of an advantage because
Yeah.
her boyfriend Benny paints a lot of her stuff because he's like a pro painter.
Yeah.
So we should all be so lucky.
So that.
But then
Yeah.
again, I mean, I think everyone has a little edge in something, so it kind of evens out the playing field. Like, I'm an educated illustrator, so I know how to draw and paint. But there are certain things that I'm
Yeah.
not really good at, like, sewing.
Oh.
Well,
Oh,
I'm
yeah.
getting good at it now.
Yeah.
But until last summer, I couldn't even thread a sewing machine. I had to actually read the instruction manual and go like, okay, so the thread goes here, and then I pull it through there, and where does it go now? So we all have our weaknesses and our strengths, and it's just important that we know that it's okay to not
Yeah.
everyone knows everything.
Yeah, definitely. And you will learn. Like I said, the more you build or sew or whatever, the more you do, the better you will get at it.
Definitely.
That's true. I actually got really, really impressed by myself because I actually managed to make 2 ears that kind of looks a little bit like the same. And I was like, wow. How did I really do that? So I'm starting to realize that I actually can do stuff that I did not think I would ever manage. So it's hope for everyone out there.
Yeah, something about cosplay. You get to do stuff and you manage to do stuff and you're like, wow, I did this. And you can be proud of yourself.
Yeah.
And not to mention that you get a whole heap of new favorite stores, like Biltema and Clas Ohlson are now 2 of my favorite stores in the world. Which I thought I would never say.
I have a Enyassia boutique at the center, not far from where I live, and I've become best friends with everybody who works there now because I'm there at least once a week. I'm like, hello, I'm just here to buy some random stuff again.
Yeah, I got a job offer just because I needed a heat gun, so it's like, oh really? You know a lot about this stuff? Hey, you don't want a job, do you? Thanks. I'm good.
I was in, me and my boyfriend were in a store because I was going to buy some CD stuff, and I was just like, since we're just here now, maybe I should buy a heat gun. And he's like, huh? What? and also, now I have a heat gun, maybe a glue gun too. He was like, all right. What?
Exactly what is this new hobby of yours?
What's going on?
And I was like, because I was starting with these things, I was like, because he has this gas mask thing at home, which is really professional for like walking around contained, old cellars and stuff with, yeah. And I was like, that thing you have at home, that gas mask, can I borrow it? He was like, what are you doing? No, this is your hobby. I have to sit outside and heating stuff that will release these get fumes and stuff. So I need the gas mask.
It's kind of funny how one hobby just changes your entire life, basically. And it must be really disturbing for the people that you live with. I mean, because, yeah, it changes my life, but it changes my husband's life as well, I think, because there is fabric and thread and needles everywhere. Everywhere.
I live alone, so I guess I'm lucky like that, but yeah.
Yeah, and I'm lucky enough to have a hobby room to stash all
Yes, you
stuff.
lucky bastard.
That's the first thing I'm gonna get when we move.
Yeah.
When and if we move.
Like that.
I was like, because I have my mace, and I was like, can we hang it here on the wall? He was like, no. I'm like, I'm going to do that on
Why
my
not?
hobby room.
Yeah, what's wrong with you? Who doesn't want a mace on the wall?
You know,
awesome.
looks good, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
You should totally do it. Screw them.
I
If
need
he
to
doesn't
make.
agree, hit him with it.
Yeah, I know. Just too bad it's made of cardboard.
Well, there's
Your heart-
always a frying pan.
No.
Worked and tangled.
Yeah. Oh wow.
But seriously, yeah. Is there a little bit off the topic? But is there anything else you guys can think about that's important to talk about when it comes to props?
I think, I don't know if you mentioned this when I was out, or when my internet sort of had a bit of hiccup. I think try to have at least a bit of a plan before you start making a prop. Just try beforehand to think of what materials you might want to or need to use, what tools you might need or want to use, and so on, and how you're actually going to build it. Because that might save you some time if you try to have at least some sort of plan. You don't have to have everything sorted out, because very often things change in the middle of the process. You're like, oh, that didn't work out at all. I have to do everything different. But if you at least try to have a bit of a plan, it might help.
Yeah, I also think that when it comes to planning, it helps when I sketch down what it's supposed to look like. Even though if I have a picture, it's a good idea to sketch it, because then you see where all the different pieces belong and how everything just belongs together. And it doesn't have to be a pretty sketch. You don't have to be good at drawing to do it. You should just do it for the sake of getting the image of what you're making in your head, and it helps you plan out things, basically.
Yeah, I agree.
I also think that whatever you are making, try to sketch out the thing. If you're cutting something out, make it much bigger than what you think at first, because then you at least have some room to small it down if it gets too big. But if you cut out some pieces too small, you have to start all over again.
Yeah,
that's true. Better with a bit too much than a bit too little.
Yes.
very true.
Something like that. We're nearing our 10-minute mark, so that means that we can sort of conclude the topic. And I completely forgot to remind people that they can send us questions in the live Q&A, but that happens. So I thought we could move over to, have we watched or gamed or done anything nerdy or fun or in particular this week?
Yeah, I watched 3 episodes of Game of Thrones.
I haven't. I'm going to watch the 2nd episode tonight when we're done here.
Yeah,
I have watched the entire first season of Daredevil.
Oh, I have too.
Yeah, I am such a Murdoch fan right now.
I really liked it.
Wow.
I was very skeptical, though, because Ben Affleck kind of ruined Daredevil for me forever, I thought.
Yeah, me too. But yeah, I really like this one. Yeah, I definitely like this one. I really, really do.
He seems like a real person now, just not some dude in red, stupid sunglasses.
Yeah.
And beyond that, we watched all of the Lord of the Rings movies earlier this week, because we had a Potter marathon, so we figured, hey, why not have a Lord of the Rings marathon too? So.
Yeah.
I was wearing my Harry Potter talisman thing for work on Saturday, and this little girl, like 10-year-old girl, she came in with a Harry Potter book, and she was like, yeah, I just bought his book, and I was like, yeah, I love Harry Potter too. Let me do your best. So, yeah.
It's so fun when you get to do that.
Yeah, it's really nice.
You can show kids that grown-ups are fun too.
Real fun.
Like Tonya is going to start working in a kindergarten after the summer, and so I figure cosplay must be a really cool way to get to know the kids at work.
Yeah, it would be fun to actually maybe I can like start a new thing in kindergartens, having workshops and stuff. And,
That's fun.
yeah, and they can make stuff they want to make, and maybe props.
And you
Stuff
should
like
teach them a few things, you know?
Infect them while they're young.
Yes.
Don't they always have like carnivals and stuff when around February? There's always carnivals and stuff at kindergartens.
Yeah.
You can have the kindergarten with the best costumes.
Yeah. I can
Compete with the other kindergartens.
Like take photos and look at what my kindergarten children made this year.
I think that's healthy.
Very. Doesn't put pressure on anyone at all.
No.
For work.
Just
Huh?
too bad that there are kind of strict photography rules in kindergartens because of protecting their integrity and
Yeah,
like that.
I can understand that though.
Make
That it's important.
everybody wear masks or something.
Yeah, that could work.
And we actually, when I went to kindergarten, we actually made this Norwegian folklore monster called Draugen. And we made it like this huge snake, and it had this huge head, almost like a Chinese dragon, only it was like brown and like scary with fish stuff all over it, because it lives in the sea. And we just went around around the kindergarten, walking around inside this thing, because it was room for everybody. So it's just this long monster thing. We just
scared the shit of the other kids then.
Yeah, no, I don't know, because when we come into a new place with new kids, they just had to join, so it kind of ate everyone.
Fun and morbid at the same time.
Yeah, and we spent a lot of time making this thing, so when we finally got to wear it, it was awesome.
Of course.
Well, I remember when we were kids, we were super into Star Wars. Me and my brother. We never went to kindergarten, so we played with each other. And we made lightsabers out of wooden sticks that we, wood carved to look like lightsabers, and then we painted them with watercolor. So I had a blue one and he had a green one, and then we would run around fighting each other with the sticks. And of course someone got poked in the eye and the other one would cry, and then we had to put them away until the pain was forgotten and we could continue.
And it all happened over again.
Yes, pretty much. And he was such a big wussy when he was a kid, to be honest. So.
Let's hope he's not watching now.
Probably not. Yeah, so no, I haven't really done that much this week except actually work on cosplay, which I shouldn't be doing because I should be studying for my exams. But I haven't had the motivation, so I figured I'll be productive in another field instead.
Yeah. Kind of the same with me and my bachelor.
Procrastinate until you can't no more.
Yeah, something like that.
Yeah.
I'm so glad I'm not a student anymore. Sorry.
Yeah, no. I chose this.
I work in the library and I see people in the reading hall every day, and nowadays there are more and more people coming every day, and I just look at them and they're all they have this specific look in their eyes of terror because the exams are coming, and I'm like, God, I'm so glad I'm not you. I'm so glad I'm not you guys.
Yeah.
Yeah, I was done, and then I chose to go back and do it all over again, so I can only blame myself.
Me too, or I am done, I work, I have a normal job, but I just decided to do math.
Math of all things! Math!
Just for fun!
Yay!
Yeah, no. No. Well, I already have a bachelor in illustration, but I decided to go back into media science because I thought it was really interesting and also might give me the opportunity to work in publishing or in the games industry, not just as an artist, but in a higher position, perhaps.
Yeah.
So, but it sucks. I'm not gonna lie. I hate doing my homework. Yeah, so anyone else got something clever to say before I just ruin the whole, credibility of this show on my own?
What are we doing next week?
Yeah, true. I had totally forgotten about that. Thanks for reminding me.
That's why you need me.
That's why I need you. I don't need you for anything else.
No.
I don't even like you.
Aw.
Thanks.
I'm just kidding. You know that.
I know that. Of course I know that.
Okay, let's see. Next is the 26th of April. It's not a specific theme, but it is going to be a cosplay spotlight, so we're just going to invite a cosplayer as a special guest and just talk about that cosplayer specifically, like we did with Santatori. So it'll be someone that, the viewers would like to learn more about or something like that.
My dog is
yeah.
my dog is being a dick.
I don't know, do you guys have any particular cosplayers you would like to talk to?
All of them.
Oh my god. There are so many.
There are a lot of talented Norwegian cosplayers. I was thinking maybe Krix Design would be fun.
Yeah, I really like her.
Best Cosplay. Best Cosplay.
Yeah, she's also really good.
Normally cosplay also.
Yes.
And you have Time for Lemon Tea Cosplay.
Hmm.
The Teddy Fuzzy in.
The Fuzzy Teddy in.
Fuzzy Teddy, Fuzzy Teddy, whatever.
And Obsessive Creative Disorder. He's very
Yes! He's making his own Warbler now.
Ooh,
Yeah.
fancy. How'd you do that?
I don't know. He's just
We should ask him.
Yeah, we should ask him.
He was like, Warbler is so expensive. I'm gonna make it myself. I was like,
He made
you're awesome.
And he also made a dragon for Banzai-Con.
Yep.
It looked so freaking awesome.
I haven't seen that dragon. I really need to see it.
Yeah.
Awesome.
Okay, so we have plenty of ideas. We're just going to have to talk this over a little bit and just send out invites and see who wants to come and join us. Maybe we can have several, not just
That would be
Garment
cool.
as well.
That would be cool. So yeah, so we're nearing the end. There's only 2 minutes left, so I figured I would just say thank you very much to Teresa for coming to join us tonight. It's been really fun having you with us, and I think that we've learned a lot about prop making and about your, about your process and your cosplays.
Thank you. Thank you for letting me come.
You are awesome.
Thank you. You are awesome too.
Did you enjoy coming on the show? Was it as bad as you thought it was going to be, or?
Well, I never thought it was bad. I was just a little scared because I always get nervous. I get a bit of stage fright for stuff like this. So, but it's been fun. It just feels like chatting with friends. So yeah, it's been fun.
Yeah, that's pretty much what this is.
Yeah.
In general. And we've met before a couple of times, although not for really long periods of time.
No, we met at a couple of those
Cosplay meetups.
Yeah.
So yeah, you are very welcome to return to the show whenever you like, if you have something particular you want to talk about, or if you just want to hang and talk. That's cool.
Yay! I would love to. to.
So just let us know, and I want to thank our viewers for watching, and also my co-hosts for being the wonderful co-hosts that they are. And until next time, I am Pixiedust Cosplay, and my co-hosts are
Annabella Cosplay.
And Enyassia Cosplay.
And our special guest has been
Heresetai Cosplay.
Yay! Bye bye.
Bye.